It's kind of like fingerprints. They've all got their own individual sounds. Anyway, I just made that up. 15 minutes past 8 here on Kiwi.
The Radio Wammo Breakfast.
Issues of the day under T-Radar.
Talking issues of the day, live from his home where he's returned. He's been on a bit of a tour around the country. It's T-Radar joining us via live Skype video. G'day, T-Radar.
Well, good morning to you. Live Skype video, isn't it an amazing thing?
Isn't it just? And when it works, it doesn't always work, but it seems to be working today. That's got to be a good thing.
It does seem to be working today. When it doesn't, it's singly one of the most annoying things it is. You're going, technology is failing me.
Yeah.
And you don't sit there and think of all of the amazing sort of technological capacity that requires it to actually function. You just think, work, damn you, work.
And also, when it doesn't work, I'd rather persevere. I'd rather try and rather than go back to something easy like a telephone or an email or something. No, this damn thing's going to work. They promised it would work.
It's ingrained in the human psyche. It's like when you know that food is too hot, but you want to eat it, like a pie.
Yeah.
And you keep eating it and burning your face, but you still keep trying to eat it instead of waiting for it to cool.
Yeah.
So I think it's a deeply human sort of thing.
Hey, talking about pies, I wonder how many pies are going to be served during the World Cup to visitors to New Zealand, because pies aren't a universal thing. Meat pies.
No, they're not. And what kind of pies are we going to launch? I suspect we're going to see an enormous new range of pies, because, of course, the bacon and egg pie was recently named New Zealand's sort of favourite food by a group of people who should know these things, based on a sort of a museum study. So, yes, there'll be pies all over the place, and many of them, I suspect, served by people who aren't all that capable at serving pies.
Because they're going to need a whole lot of extra staff, aren't they?
About 10,000 hospitality staff needed. So, That's a lot of people serving pies and washing dishes and helping with coffee. And the thing about New Zealand is we don't really view hospo as a job that you get as a career. It's more something you do when you can't get another job. There's kind of a very low regard for it. Whereas overseas, it's a career in and of itself.
Yeah, and people are well rewarded, paid very well.
Absolutely. And they're very, very good at it. Well, there's a lot who aren't and really don't want to do it. Surly wait staff the world over, flomping food down in front of you and, slopping it in your lap and all of that sort of thing. But 10,000, so they're going to have special courses to train people.
Yeah, crash courses at that. I can't imagine it would be that extensive. I mean, a good hospitality person studies, for years at this and trains for years on the job. That is a bit of a concern.
Yes, it is.
I think.
So will people go away from, they're expecting 1.7 million fans across the place. But I'm assuming that means that's the grand total of all the people who are going to be here, including locals, which in many ways what a redundant statistic, Of course there's going to be that many people. We live here and we eat out. So, it's a little bit mad.
The problem is we don't pay these people enough, just like we don't pay teachers enough.
No, that's right. And, just as we don't tip wait staff all that often. Are you a tipper? Do you tip every so often?
Okay, yeah. If it's a really like a good night out at a restaurant, I won't tip on day to day going to a cafe or anything like that. But yeah, absolutely, and reward good service for sure.
Yes, and maybe what we need to do is start tipping teachers.
Well, how would that work?
If the teacher's good and our kid is learning, a bit of a tip for them. There you go, little envelope pushed across the desk.
Well, it used to be an apple, didn't it?
It did, but then could that be misconstrued as bribery? Keep teaching my kid to the. Don't worry about those other 30 in the class. You just look after my boy.
Yeah.
Or girl. And there you go. A little bit of a reward for you. Here's $5.
So the teachers, here's the thing. Teachers are threatening strikes once more. And on the news this morning, there were people saying, look, people are just going to get fed up with this. Parents are going to get fed up with this. Well, hang on. Isn't that the point of a strike, that people do get fed up with it so that they eventually suddenly pay you some more to do the job?
Yes, unless, of course, the government is betting that what people are going to get fed up with is the teachers themselves. They're in a sort of they run the risk of becoming Actors Equity or Chris Carter in a way, where people actually end up getting annoyed with them rather than their cause.
But so what are the parents going to do? They can't take the kids anywhere else. The teachers are on strike. So give the damn teachers what they want.
Yes, I suppose that's the case. I guess they'll just be very annoyed with them and honk loudly. And
yeah, exactly. The worst that can be threatened is violence. And is that what the government's suggesting, that parents are violent towards teachers?
they'd have to instigate some kind of anti-strike bullying campaign to be taught by a whole lot of redundant teachers, I suppose. Yes and no, it's one of those things that, again, they're coming out and they're going, well, it's not about the money. And you're going, well, what is it about? And it's to do with class sizes and all of that sort of thing. And you occasionally look at some of the statements and they go back and they go, well, we didn't get any pay rises, 5 years ago. It was held, and what we're trying to do is catch up again now. Thankless job being a teacher regardless, you got to deal with kids, bad pay. But I've met a lot of people who really like being teachers.
But yeah, got to imagine deciding to be a teacher and then you're basically resigning yourself to only hitting a certain wage cap in your lifetime if you're going to be a teacher for the rest of your life. That's kind of sad.
It is sad because there are, let's be honest, there are a lot of very bad teachers out there, just as there are a lot of fantastic teachers who motivate kids, who inspire them. We trust them with sort of making our kids into better people. So why don't they have the ability to sort of reward good teachers? But I don't think the PPTA is really after that.
No.
Everyone's talking a collective. We should all be paid the same because we all do the same job. Well, you don't actually. Some of you are useless.
Some of you are very good. Would the teachers,
a lot of you.
Yeah, would the teachers settle for parks named after them?
I don't know. It probably has been a park or a school field named after teachers from time to time, but it's one of those things, when you have a new park and someone decides the name of it, and people go, "Oh, really?" And this is happening. Len Brown, who's the new mayor-elect of Auckland today, is going out to open a new park, sort of out in East Auckland way near Maraetai and Beachlands, and some of the locals are very upset. They raised money, they agitated to get the park there, and all of a sudden they're told it's going to be named after a guy whose only real claim to fame is that he worked for the council for 32 years. Eventually I think he became the CEO or something like that, Lee Orton, and they're saying, hang on, this guy was really annoying. We really didn't like him at all. Oh. And you have the audacity to name this park that we fundraised and got and agitated for after this guy. What's wrong with, where's the community consultation? And apparently they were told, well, we consulted with the community board, and the community board is the community. So, as you can imagine, tempers fraying.
Yeah, just a sign of things to come, no doubt, with the new structure, new super city.
Yes, I think it is. But look, on a happier note, every so often you see something good. You can now, if you want to, you can get married in McDonald's restaurants in Hong Kong. Great. And get a little Happy Meal there.
Thank goodness.
With, all the trimmings, I suspect.
And get the little gifts as well.
Oh, you probably could, actually, special little wedding gifts. And you think, well, that's great, but at what point in your life do you think, what will complete my relationship? What will make us whole as two people? Being married in McDonald's. It's a little bit sad.
Yeah. Well, some people, I guess, maybe met in a McDonald's. Who knows?
Maybe they did.
I tell you what, though.
They came together over a Slurpee.
I am enjoying the current advertising round from Burger King and McDonald's. They seem to have gone back to more honest advertising. It's about their burgers. They're big. They've got lots of meat in them. They'll make you fat. And it's straight up and honest. I like it.
And you can, as much as people all over the world are going to moan and complain about the fact that I think they now have quadruple burgers, 4 meat patties, and people are going to, health folk and all of that are going to get upset about that. But you look at that, you go 4 patties, that's a challenge, and you know exactly what it's going to be like. It's going to be stodgy and it's going to feel kind of ill for a little while, but you're going to go and buy one and you're going to give it a go.
Yeah, and you'll like it. You like it the first half, not so much the second half.
Served by one of those people who will be in a position to upgrade, I suspect, in the hospo industry. Go out there and they can get a job selling perhaps something else.
Indeed. T-Radar, thanks so much for your time this morning.
We'll speak again.
We certainly will via live Skype video. That was T-Radar with us this morning. It's 24 minutes past 9. Here is a track.